Welcome to CrashMagic. In this video we're going to take a look at the classic card trick Piano Duets. After the performance will be a tutorial so you can learn this very easy trick that has great spectator participation. Let me show you the card trick Piano Duets. We don't need to shuffle the cards because I'm not going to get you to pick a card, but if you could please place your hands on the table like this as if you were playing a piano. Now I'm going to take two cards, and if you could hold them between these two fingers, then we are going to take another pair of cards, and if you could hold these between these two fingers, and another pair of cards, and another pair of cards, and if you could hold these two between your thumb and your index finger. Okay, so other hand now, and we'll do the same again. So here's a pair of cards, and if you could hold them between your fingers. Here's a pair of cards, here's a pair of cards, and we'll put those in between these two fingers. And now here is an odd card. So I'm going to take the cards back off you, pair at a time in a bit, and deal them into two piles. We don't need the rest of the pack, so let's move that aside. So here we go. Here's a pair of cards. Here's the next pair. Here's another pair. And here's the last pair from this hand. Other hand then. So here's a pair. Here's another pair. Here's another pair. And so now we've just got this odd card remaining. Now you can choose, would you like me to put the odd card on this pile or this pile? You want it on this pile, okay? Right, watch carefully the pile with the odd card. I'm going to try to move the odd card from one pile to the other. Okay, done. Right, let's check this pile where you place the odd card. So, here's a pair of cards. Here's a pair of cards. Here is a pair of cards. And here is a pair of cards. No odd card. Okay, now let's check the other pile where we moved the odd card to. Here is a pair of cards. Here's a pair of cards. Here is a pair of cards, and here is the odd card. Well, I hope you enjoyed that performance, and here's the tutorial. So yeah, order of the cards is not important for this trick, so you can shuffle them, your spectator can shuffle them. It's really not relevant for this trick at all. So first thing you need to do is get your spectator to put their hands out on the table as if they were playing a piano, and then you're going to be putting the cards, as you saw, in between their fingers. So we will start by getting the first pair of cards, and so these would go in between the spectator's fingers. I'm just going to put them down on the table rather than put them in the fingers for the tutorial, because as you saw, it's not easy to do when you're on your own, much easier to do when you've got a spectator. So you then take the next pair of cards, you put them there in between your spectator's fingers, but again we'll just put them down on the table. Take another two cards and put them there, and another 2 cards and put them in between their thumb and index finger there. Okay, you then start on the other hand, exactly the same again. Take a pair of cards and put them here, a pair of cards and put them here, one more pair and put them here, and then you make a big thing of only taking one card, an odd card then, which you put here. So once that's done, you can get rid of the rest of the pack, just move them out of the way because you don't need those at all. And now you're going to be taking the cards back from the spectator's fingers, again in the order that you did them, and just put them down, and then just as you're putting them down, say here's a pair of cards, here's a pair of cards, here is a pair of cards, and here is a pair of cards, and then move on to the other hand. Again, start from the same order that you put them in, so start with the pairs. So here's a pair of cards, here is a pair of cards, here is a pair of cards, and then say to them, so we've now got this odd card left, and which pile would you like me to put it on? You can put it on either pile, free choice. So let's say they put it on this pile. So we'll split the piles apart a bit now, and so if we look at the piles, this is a self-working trick. There's no manipulation at all. I mean, this pile has got 8 cards in it now, and this pile has got 7 cards, so it's already got an odd number of cards. It's totally self-working, but it's just the way you go through and collect the pairs makes it look. So then of course you do your magic maneuver to switch the odd card seemingly from one pile to the other, pick up the pile that had the odd card in, and deal out again just as you go and saying here's a pair, here's a pair, here's a pair, and here is a pair. And of course that's the first revelation that the odd card has disappeared. It's not in that pile anymore. So then you do the same again with the other pile. Here's a pair, here is a pair, here is a pair, and here is the odd card, which seems to have magically moved from one pair to the other. So it's really as simple as that. This is one of those tricks that if you showed a spectator the same trick 3 times and they thought about it, they would quite easily work out how it was done. But the first time you see this trick, it fools everybody. Well, that's the end of the video. If you like it, please like it and subscribe. If you've got any comments, leave them down below, and see you soon.